Okay, so if you didn't catch my birthday video or whatever, I'm gonna explain it here, but I don't plan on explaining this every time I have one of these videos. I will be having these kind of videos where I just go through my different videos, answer comments. I'll have a little pop-up probably of either the video or what video it's from and a screenshot of the comment. I don't know. I'll do something. I'll edit something. But I feel like I really want to do this kind of content just because I want to show you guys that I am looking at reading my comments, even if I don't respond to every single one of them, in which right now, at least I do respond to a lot of them. And also, I feel like it's a really good chance for you guys to hear my thoughts in person in a way, and so you can get to know me a little better. And again, I find that is something very important that I make sure is a thought at the forefront of my mind constantly, because I want to be real. I want you guys to know me. I want to seem like an actual person to you guys. So I feel like this is a really good way. All right. So first things first, let's do why Titanfall 2 is perfect. I liked that video. Okay. Um, First comment. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce names. Uh, Fun fact about me: I grew up with a speech impediment, so there's a lot of things I have problems pronouncing correctly. But just do know I do keep in mind your guys' name, and if you guys are a regular commenter, I will keep that in mind and I will remember it. Okay, so first comment. Agreed. Titanfall was the first FPS I played every chance I got, the first one I anxiously waited to play every day, and the same can be said for the sequel tenfold. I really agree with that. It wasn't my favorite shooter or by a long shot. I grew up playing shooters. Those were some of my first games I played. I remember one of the first games I ever played was Call of Duty World at War at like the nice bright age of like 7. And take that as you will, but that's just how I grew up. And I really just do think Titanfall 2 is probably the best chance you got, even if you're not like a multiplayer kind of person, to enjoy multiplayer. There's just so many things it does right. And truthfully, no, it isn't perfect. There is no such thing as a perfect game. But at least out of this genre, I feel like it has to be one of the best. And I don't even know if that's like an arguable thing. Next comment. Yo, if you want to play on PC, want to hop in some matches together? I said this in another video already. I'll say it again. If you guys ever recognize my name, feel free to send me an invite. I barely know how the EA thing works and how partying and stuff works in Titanfall 2. I mean, I could look into it. I literally just have to Google it. I just haven't yet, and I never really had people to play Titanfall 2 with, so I don't really know how that works. And when I did, I played on Xbox, and that was just as simple as, getting to a party together, send a game invite. And I imagine it's not too much further in this, but, I just haven't really learned it. I haven't always been playing Titanfall 2 on PC. But yeah, if you guys ever recognize me, feel free. Let's go to the next video. Let's go to Titanfall 2, but I use the softball. You should keep making Titanfall videos. Good stuff, man. Thank you. I will. I am sort of riding the gravy train known as Titanfall, but it is stuff I'd be making anyways in the game I'd be playing anyway, so I'm not just playing it to play it, playing it to get attention. I'm playing it because I want to, and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really enjoying making the content. So if there's any part of the videos that you guys are liking stuff, it makes me really happy. Any of these comments like this make me really, really happy, and they genuinely put a smile on my face because I don't view myself as anything special, and I don't view my content as anything kind of special. So the idea that even 10 people like my content, think I'm funny, or just whatever, is really nice. Okay, next comment. This video is pure character development. Also, speed loader is a thing. Thank you. I've used the softball here and there a little more, and it is something that it's just one of those guns that takes a lot of skill to use, which I don't have at first. And there's just so many other guns in Titanfall that are easier to pick up, so I do feel like it's a piece of garbage compared to other guns, but really no gun in Titanfall is bad per se. And I know speed loader is a thing, and honestly, it gets substantially better with speed loader, but I didn't have it at the time. Getting good with this gun is so rewarding. I agree. I like getting good of anything that is actually a challenge and it's not just something you can pick up and immediately get kills with. It's much more satisfying and much more rewarding. So I can completely agree. Constantly trash talks the softball, nuts every time he gets a kill. The dichotomy was hilarious. Keep it up. I appreciate that, and I will say that's pretty much how I always am. I couldn't help it. It's just the satisfaction when you get a kill with something that you view as a piece of garbage or something you know you're bad with is really, really satisfying to me, and it makes it a really fun experience. So I'm glad you enjoyed that. You don't have to nuts every time you get a kill. You're right, but I can't help it. How to use the softball? Don't. And use the crabber instead. You're probably right. Crabber is also very satisfying to get kills with. Awful by using softball and controller of stim. Look, man, I haven't been playing okay, let me rephrase that. I prefer playing shooters with controller because that's what I always grew up with, and so I still use controller. Stim just felt like the right choice because honestly, I didn't know what else would even remotely work with the softball. So I was like, hey, maybe having a speed buff and being able to strafe a little better in the health regen it's supposed to give, maybe that would be good. Either spam or hit your shots. It's my second favorite grenader. That's fine. And spamming doesn't seem to work because it only does like maybe a fourth of their health bar depending on the radius, unless it's like right on their feet. Spamming it does barely any damage. You're probably not going to kill them. Hitting your shots, that's pretty much what you have to do. You have to get a direct hit, and then it's not bad. I can't lie. It's really not that bad. Probably the moment everyone has been waiting for. Let's get to my Titanfall 3 video. Quite a few comments on this, and this might be the final video we do here. I don't know. Maybe I do. I love seeing smaller creators getting in on this, show you how great the community is of supporting everyone. I completely agree. I honestly don't want to talk too much about that yet. I'm considering having like a little bit of a rant, kind of like more developed of my thoughts video of what I think of the community and my experiences so far. But I have to agree, I love the Titanfall 2 community, and I love seeing you guys here, how friendly everyone is. It's really nice. It really is awesome, and so I'm glad to see the support. I enjoyed this video. Very good, my friend. Also, I swear if they release skins for Apex, I'll quit gaming. Yeah, that would be awful if after all this teasing and stuff, they just release new skins for Apex or just like a new legend or something. That would be heartbreaking to say the least, and I would be very upset. The thing is, I don't care about microtransactions as long as they don't give an advantage. In COD they do, in Apex, however, the devs are prioritizing cosmetics over patches, and that sucks. Yeah, I don't really care about microtransactions that much. It's just so many of the games they like rely on that as like their main source of funding and keeping people there. Like they basically release barely functioning games with like a battle pass and like immediately like 20 different bundles you can buy that are decent quality because they have the assets nowadays, but they severely lack with developing the game because of that. And they will like not focus on fixing the game enough or making the game good, and it just really can take away if they take it too far, and too many people are doing that in my opinion. But there is a nice cosmetics can be nice. Cosmetics can be nice. Very good points. I am terrified they will ruin Titanfall 2. Hopefully they make a legit 3. But if they don't, please, I hope they don't try to monetize 2 in some way. I also agree. I would love to see a 3, but I wouldn't be surprised if they just try to like revitalize 2. But there's just so many different ways that could go, and maybe my thoughts will trickle out throughout different videos and stuff. But there's just too many ways that could go, and there's too many ways that could go bad in my eyes. I see where you're coming from, and I know a lot of people agree. Personally, I'm super hyped about the possibility of a new Titanfall game, but I do fear about the microtransaction hell that looms over every game today. I'm in the same boat as you. I'd rather see that than no game at all. However, if that ends up happening, I'm not sure how well the community will adopt it or how long it will stay relevant. I'm really hoping for a Titanfall 2.5. Okay, someone from the other side immediately. Someone wanting a Titanfall 2 overhaul instead of a Titanfall 3. My only thing with that would be there's a lot they would have to do to make that work. It can't be like an Overwatch 1 to 2 situation if anybody knows about that, where they make all these really big promises and then don't deliver on any of it. Like they don't add any of the new features they said they're going to add, and they sort of trickle it in, and then they realize that it's taking too much time, and so then they start scratching stuff, and then you barely even have a new game. That would suck. Even though the game does hold up well now, very quickly the graphics and certain things of the game are going to become outdated, and it would require a huge overhaul on a lot of fronts. Not saying that graphics are that important to a game, but with a game like this, they would probably do that, especially if they're going to add more advanced cosmetics. They would have to revamp the graphics in general. Like, they couldn't just put in high quality skins and stuff, but not upgrade the old graphics because it just wouldn't look right, I imagine. And there would have to be a lot they would have to add. They would have to either add like a new story, they would have to add new maps, new titans, and a lot of new weapons. And then if they did all of that, then I imagine, and then not block it behind like a paywall, like a really thick one. Some purchases, sure, but I don't know. I don't know how they would do it and pull it off right without people being upset. All right, I'm gonna try to start going a little faster. I don't want this to take 3 years. And I want this video to be short-ish. You get some very good points and agree on the overhaul causing damage and keep up the good work. Thank you, man. And I've already talked about my thoughts about the other stuff, so I won't repeat. But thanks. I do really appreciate it. I'm not trying to skim over that, I promise. It has to be a new Titanfall game. If it was Apex, they would have just teased with Apex like they normally do. But to go back to a game, it was dead and buried. To revive it like this, it has to be a new Titanfall game. I completely agree. And they've done, Apex especially has done cool ways of teasing either websites or trailers or, like, I don't know, plushies. I don't know. They've done other stuff, but they've never gone back to another game. So I also believe it just has to be Titanfall, personally. I like this stuff being so widespread and visible after hearing the same video 12 times. It's like, oh, this again? Yeah, I was like a day or two late because I didn't know I needed to be looking for this. So yeah, I was behind on it, but I wanted to give my own little version of it, I guess. So yeah, my bad, but I was proud of this video. All right, to be honest, I clicked on the video expecting bait, heard the mic, and I was like, here we go for some clowning. Then I listened and I was like, man, speaking straight facts and the truth. Well done. Sub and like received. I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate people like you. And I mean that in the most heartfelt way. The fact that you liked this video enough to immediately do that. I appreciate that, and I hope to see you around. Yeah, the mic. Okay, yeah, the mic is just bad. I wasn't originally planning on recording or anything with this, and it's a decently good headset, but it's a Bluetooth headset with a detachable mic piece, so it just can't give me the best audio quality. And for some reason, recently, as soon as I decided to start doing this and recording and stuff, it decided to have like a bubbling issue, as you guys have heard, and it likes to pick up on me breathing, and it sucks, but I can't do nothing about it. But again, thank you, man. Really appreciate it. I suck at Titanfall 2, but it's so much fun. Can't wait for 3. Same. Okay, we're glossing over that. When I first read the headline of Titanfall 3 confirmed by a song made by Red Hot Chili Peppers in 1999, I laughed at it and thought the newsmakers were making fun on Titanfall 2 community for getting high on copium. I can't believe it is actually true that it might be confirmed. That is sort of crazy, honestly. That's like a really niche thing, and honestly, I'm always shocked when people can find out this stuff. So, I mean, I can't really say much. I hope it's not just the community being high on copium, and I really hope everything goes how people want it to go. Bro, you should start voicing over horror videos and games. You'll blow up, man. I mean, maybe. I don't really know. It's like I don't. I don't really know how I do that, honestly. Like, for these kind of videos, I make like a script of when I get like a really strong thought process on something. I'll make like a script line by line, keep reading through it until I find at least something I'm happy with. And, it's short at the moment. Maybe they'll slowly get better and longer over time, but right now, that's what it is. And I don't play a lot of horror video games. Not that I don't like to or anything, but I mean, maybe, honestly. I'm not going to bother to read this comment or translate it because I did earlier on my phone. All I can say, it's really sweet, and if I remember right, it's just them saying that they thought the work was of really high quality and they thought I would have 900,000 subscribers by now. And that's probably one of the sweetest things I've heard on this website or this platform, and I really appreciate that. Phase shift plus the other side, the game mode is attrition with phase shift only. Yeah, okay, thank you. I think that if they're making Titanfall 3, they know they have to not mess it up because of how devoted the fan base. If they ruin it, EA will probably get crucified, and most people will keep playing Titanfall 2. And I hope they decide not to make it 70. I won't pay it. I completely understand. That's one of the things I really like about this community is I didn't know how strong it still was, but there is a lot of pressure there with like such a strong community that likes exactly what they have, basically, but they want innovation. We want innovation, but we also like the current formula so much that we don't know exactly how we want innovation. Because I know people would be unhappy if we just did the same thing again. Like, we couldn't just go back to like the Titanfall 1 Titan customization system and people be happy. I'm pretty sure people would be unhappy because it's not innovative. But yeah, and the $70, I mean, that's not really, I mean, I guess it is up to them, but average game price just went up and that just sucks for everybody, but there's nothing we can do about it. This video was released on the 6th of October, which is a multiple of 3. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Well, I'd love nothing more than TF3. I just don't think it's happening. Eon Respawn have shot it down multiple times, and Apex is just too lucrative for them. If anything, it's season for Apex Titanfall cosmetics. I also agree, and I remember at a point, EA, Respawn, or whatever, released that they would not be developing Titanfall 3 until Apex started tanking or until it started being not as popular, and that's just not going to happen. Again, it's a little bit of copium, but a lot of the factors really are pointing towards something big Titanfall, so just keep our fingers crossed. He's off his schizo meds again. I mean, maybe sometimes. Also, I don't know if I said this. I'm not gonna be reading every single comment, just a majority of them. I'm gonna try to make it where there's not too many repeats. I think you made a great video, but the mic is good, but it could be more crisp. I wish I could fix my mic, but I honestly have no clue how audio works, and this mic just bubbles when I record, and that's not something that you can just take out. You would either have to re-record and then hope it doesn't bubble or something. I don't know. I mean, it just doesn't work. I mean, look at it this way. Whether or not they announced Titanfall 3, we still got Titanfall 2. Would I be blue-balled and bummed out if they didn't? Maybe, but who the F cares? They fixed the game with dumb hackers, and we can play again. Big dub. I mean, yeah. I mean, I can't. I mean, yeah. It would be a little sad. It really would be, and I'd be a little bummed out. But again, you're right. We still have Titanfall 2, and it works now. And honestly, the community's going really strong. Bro, why would you offend? Okay, this one I really liked actually. 223, bro. Why would you offend 99% of the community like that? Isn't the schizophrenia already enough? You didn't have to hit us with the reality that we've been stuck in the basement hyping for Titanfall 9 for many years. I had to look at what that was because I completely forgot what that was. I made a joke saying that unless you're like a golem creature living in your parents' basement, you know a lot of this stuff already. I mean, yeah, we are sort of gremlins. We're playing a game that's 7 years old, and we're all super hype about it. So we're a little bit of gremlin in there. Wow, that stuttered, but okay. This one I also really liked. Whoa, whoa. Titanfall 1 was way better. Titanfall 3, though, nice. I'm gonna be real with you. Titanfall 1 came with my first Xbox One because I got it relatively soon as it came out, and I remember the Xbox One specifically had a version of it that came like skinned with a skin on it and also came with a copy of Titanfall 1. I remember having a lot of fun on that game, but I don't remember it well enough for me to really say. And I've been thinking about going back and playing it, but I don't even know if that game is still like feasible to play. I'm getting tired of these clickbait titles. I got a couple things to say about that. I'm not dodging it. It is clickbaity. I'll go ahead and just be completely straightforward. Yes, it's clickbaity. I mean, that's about all. My bad. It is clickbaity. But everyone does it, not just me. It's very clearly clickbait. However, I also don't view it as that bad of clickbait because me personally, I view it as very, very possible. Very, very true. It's not me just being like saying this really off the wall statement in hopes lots of people click on and then me immediately backing away from that and then not like trying to back it up in some way. I firmly believe Titanfall 3 is going to be real and that it is a risky thing that we're looking at. So I don't really view it as clickbait because that is sort of my actual thoughts. But my bad, I guess, but I don't really care. Too much, and I don't mean that in a mean way, but and just to include it in case anybody makes it this far, let's just read the couple comments on my Bioshock video I recently posted. This truly was the Bioshock. Yes, thank you. Here to show some support to another fellow creator. I appreciate you. Check him out, I guess, if anybody sees this video. Seems like he makes decent content here and there. I'm gonna be real with you, I haven't had time to look at it. Okay, I clicked on his channel once. I saw that he does have some videos up, and they got a decent amount of views for a small creator. So check him out. Thumbs up. I mean, I can't say anything. And you shouldn't get Bioshock review and show the Andrew Ryan scene because they will play and they will hate the story and it's all your fault. To those that doesn't know what he's talking about, I'll try to put this in terms that you don't care about. I showed basically like a pretty big cutscene towards the end of the game or whatever. One, I warned that that's coming. Two, it's a older game, and at this point you're probably not going to play it. You're just watching it to learn about a game, and you might want to go back and play it, and I would hope you do. The game's an amazing experience. Bioshock is peak. It's good, but it wouldn't be my fault if they didn't like the story. I mean, if a little spoiler like that ruins it for you, I'm sorry, but the game's really old now, and I mean, you probably already know. So, but okay, that is all the time we have for this. I really enjoyed this, and I will probably do these videos maybe like once a week, twice a week. If you have anything you really want to get answered or looked at, put it on these videos specifically. I'll look at the other videos, but put it on these specifically, and it will have a little bit more of a priority. I thank you to anybody who made it this far, and I will hopefully catch you in the next video. Peace.